my name is Sheldon T. Nunn, and I am the music director and morning host of Jazz in All of Its Colors, heard Monday through Thursday at KTSU. I'm here today to talk about what's going on in the community surrounding the areas for which we live and some of the things that are going on that you may be interested in. And one of these is something that is proving to be an annual event. And it is all about children going through varying medical traumas over at Texas Children's Hospital. And today I have with me Carol Herron, who is the Director of Arts and Medicine at Texas Children, and Ms. Anita Kruse, who is the founder and executive director of Purple Songs Can Fly. How are you guys doing today?
Doing great.
Good. We have a fantastic program, and I got involved with you guys last year. And it was a very heartfelt, informative look at children who are suffering from blood disorders and cancer and going through a very unique program where they have an opportunity to express themselves in song and music. And we're here to talk about that. First of all, let's talk to Anita Kruse, who is the founder and executive director of Purple Songs Can Fly. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Good. Let's talk about the initial thought processes that went into this program before we get into the meat of it. Talk about Purple Songs Can Fly for a minute.
Yes, I was a visiting artist in the Cancer Center for several years and did concerts in the Cancer Center in the infusion area with a friend, a wonderful flutist, Jennifer Keeney. And I got to know Carol Herron, who is the director of the Arts and Medicine program there. And I had been working with children to write and record their own songs for many years. And I had an idea to create a studio there in the Cancer Center. And that's how it began.
Okay. Now, when you were initially starting this, was this as a volunteer, or what was the overall premise that brought you there?
It was originally as a volunteer, and I founded a separate nonprofit that would be a gift to the hospital. And Purple Songs is funded by many donations from individuals. And now I do receive a salary as the director, and it's become a very, very time-consuming effort.
Sure.
And we now have 2 additional songwriters that we also compensate. So
now, how long have you been doing this?
This was founded in 2006, March of 2006.
So you're going into your 7th year, more or less.
And we just recorded the 423rd song this week.
Now, did you have any idea that it would mushroom to this level? You know, it started out as a passionate embrace, has since evolved into something much larger and much more profound than what you probably imagined at the time.
I could never have imagined what this has become for me personally in my life, and very transformative every day that I work with a child to write their own song.
Now, what are some of the things that have happened since you started that have been very, very significant? Understand some of these songs have gone up on the space shuttle and so forth. Let's talk about that for a minute.
Yeah, I mean, the joy of each individual song is really the heart of the program. But part of what we do is fly the songs in different ways. So they've flown on 2 space shuttle missions, and they have summited Mount Everest, and they have flown on Continental Airlines and United Airlines on their in-flight play. So lots of amazing things have happened with the songs.
Yeah, I know that has been pretty exciting for you as well. And we also have Carol Herron here, who is the Director of Arts and Medicine of the Arts and Medicine program at Texas Children. How are you doing, Carol?
I'm good. I'm very good. Thanks for having me here today.
Now, what is your role?
Well, I coordinate the Arts and Medicine program in the Cancer and Hematology centers. So I work with many artists from the community to bring in different types of art experiences for the patients and their siblings. We want to make the clinic experience as normalizing as possible. So bring in enriching activities that make it the time that a child spends in the clinic an experience that they enjoy as opposed to something they dread. So we have performances and music and dance and theater performers and lots of visual arts going on a daily basis.
So in other words, this is a part, or could be said as a part of their therapy, it helps them overcome some of the trauma and some of the pain that goes along with their treatment on any level, you're saying?
Yes. It's not necessarily a therapy, but we know that there are therapeutic results, that there is a benefit to these things. It gives a child something to look forward to. It's a diversion from the time they spend waiting to be seen or waiting while they're receiving treatment. It's life enriching. Some of these kids, and Anita can attest to this, we work with children that change their career path as a result of the time they spend in the hospital and the arts that they're exposed to. And because we also work with siblings through our art program, this is one place where they can be treated equally.
Okay.
And there's not such a focus on the sick child as there is a focus on that these are just children.
Right. The children who are going through the therapy and the treatments, that's one aspect of it. But you also mentioned the siblings.
Yes.
Now, what role does the siblings play in this endeavor?
Well, in all of the arts programs that we offer, we include the siblings because we know their lives have been turned upside down as well. So this is a place where they can be treated equally. And the artists that come in and work with the children don't even necessarily need to know which is the patient and which is the sibling because they're treating them like children or like artists or as audience members. And that way they can be empowered to make decisions that can be honored during their day, and they're treated just like a healthy child.
Now, obviously, this brings out the creativity in these children, right? Because they have an opportunity to express their feelings in words. They write these songs, and you, Anita, come together with them as well as your staff and set these songs to music for them. How successful is that? And does it really and truly shed some positive aspects to it?
Oh, I definitely think the positive aspects are endless. I mean, the things that I've seen happen with children who didn't have another way to express what they were going through. Now, not all children write about what they're going through. They might just want to write a song of thanks to their mother for being there for them or their best friend. They might want to write about their puppy. They might want to write about things that just make them happy. So I think the feeling in the Cancer Center and certainly in the Arts and Medicine program is that arts activities, their nature is positive. And oftentimes when you express something, even if it is sad or grief, that what happens when you move that and you do something with it that's tangible, whether it's making a song or making a painting or whatever that is, it is a very positive activity, and positive activities do things in the mind and the body and create all kinds of things that are good and build up the immune system.
In other words, it basically allows them to take their mind off of whatever it is they're going through, whether it be a negative aspect of it, whatever it is. This helps them to work their way through it and have an ability, like we as adults, we can talk about what's going on. And sometimes with children, it's a little bit more difficult for them to voice what it is they're feeling. And this is an opportunity for them to do so, is what you're saying.
Definitely.
And I also think it's so important to empower a child to have some control over their day. Even as adults, when we're in the hospital or not feeling well, we have so little control. And through the arts, that's one place where they can make some decisions that can be honored. We can honor their choice to write a song about a purple horse. I mean, that's one place where this is safe. We're going to say, it's okay.
Yeah, it may seem a little bit far out to us when you say, you want to write a song about a purple horse? Okay. So this does, like you say, empower them. Now, Anita, you've been involved for the past 6 years. How long has the program been in effect at the hospital?
I've been there 15 years, and I'm the first person who's come on full-time to coordinate the Arts and Medicine program. It was the brainchild of a parent of one of our patients who saw how much art impacted her son in a positive way when he was going through treatment. And so she started looking around at what was being done in other places across the country and started this program as a volunteer.
What was her name?
Julie Alexander.
Julie Alexander.
Yes.
Okay.
And so when the hospital chose to hire someone, I was there asking for them to give me an opportunity, and I've been there now 15 years.
Now, what has been your experience?
It has also been life-changing. I love what I do. I'm inspired by the children every day. I see that we can make a difference in their lives just by giving them an opportunity to try something new, to express themselves and to be heard, and that we can really make something that could be such a negative experience or negative part of their life, we can make that, give them gifts and create memories, lasting memories of something positive, both for them and for their parents.
Right. Now, most of these young people who are involved in the program, they're basically going through two types of illnesses, blood disorder and cancer treatment, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, the general process, how do you identify the children that will be doing this? I mean, obviously you have the arts program where they actually do the visuals, but then here's the music program. Are these students, do these children volunteer, or do you have to say, well, hey, you're going through some pretty rough time here, how about this or how about that? Explain that process for me.
All of the above.
All of the above. Any child who's in the cancer center, for whatever reason, they might be there for their yearly checkup. They might be there going through chemo. They might be there for many different kinds of appointments. Any child in the cancer center is open to write a song or be a part of the arts and medicine program.
And there are children that there are days when we will walk out in the clinic and invite children. Would you like to come and meet Anita and possibly write a song with her? But there are other children who know about the program. We try to spread the word about it. So there are kids that will reach out to us and say, I'd like to come in. The social workers, the child life specialists, physicians will refer children to the program as well.
Now, what do we have to look forward to today?
Well, we have 5 children who have written songs with the project who are going to share their experiences with you. And
we also have some music too, I understand, from Tricia Fox and Aaron Kaufman.
Yes.
Who are truly amazing musicians themselves and have a very, very nice way of putting things into words.
Very, very gifted. And we are very blessed to have them as songwriters with Purple Songs Can Fly.
No doubt. So who will we be talking to first?
We're first going to talk to Layla.
Okay. Kind of give us some background.
Layla is 6 years old, and she is a long-term cancer survivor. And she is going to talk to you about whatever she wants to talk to you about.
Okay. Sounds like a winner. Well, as soon as we return, we'll be talking with Layla.
Tell me about springtime. Tell me about springtime. Tell me about springtime when the flowers are in bloom.
Rainbows everywhere, rainbows everywhere. It's springtime. Rainbows everywhere, rainbows everywhere, rainbows everywhere. Tell me about springtime. Rainbows everywhere, rainbows everywhere.
Tell me about springtime. Tell me about springtime. Tell me about springtime when the flowers are in bloom.
Tell me about springtime. Tell me about springtime. Tell me about springtime. Tell me about springtime. Flowers start to bloom. Tell me about springtime. Butterflies come and fly.
Tell me about springtime. Tell me about springtime. Tell me about springtime when the flowers are in bloom.
Tell me about springtime. Tell me about springtime. Tell me about springtime. Butterflies come and fly. Tell me about springtime. Tell me about springtime. Tell me about springtime. butterflies come. Tell me about springtime. Tell me about springtime. Tell me about springtime. Blue commons bloom. Tell me about springtime. Tell me about springtime. Tell me about springtime when blue commons bloom. Hi, my name is Layla. I am 6 years old. It's springtime, it's springtime, it's time to go outside. It's springtime, it's springtime, it's time to go outside. It's never too late to go outside. It's springtime, it's springtime.
Welcome back and happy holidays to each and every one of you who are currently listening to this program. The staff and management here at KTSU, thanks you for supporting us throughout the year. But today we're doing something very, very special, which is turning out to be hopefully an annual event where we have an opportunity to talk about what's going on in the community. And one of which is a very unique program at Texas Children's Hospital that deals with ways to help young people who are going through various illnesses, whether it be blood disorder or cancer, to help them through the process of treatment. And today we have a young lady by the name of Layla Borghese. Borghese. Okay. How you doing today, young lady?
Good.
Good. And how old are you?
6 years old.
6 years old. And you go to school?
Yes.
What grade are you in?
First.
First. And what do you want to do when you grow up? You ever thought about that?
That's a good question. I wanted to be like, a geologist when I grow up.
You like rocks, the study of rocks?
Yes.
You do? Well, great.
And I want to be a singer.
And you want to be a singer. I understand you have a song to sing for us a little bit later, right?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Okay, we'll get to that in a minute. Now, let's talk about your experiences since you've been a part of this music program. You want to tell me a little bit of something about yourself and how you got involved with this?
Well, the first day I met Anita, I was recording a song, and I was really nervous because I was scared. And ever since I was a little baby, my mommy and my daddy helped me to learn that that you need to be kind and share and make other people feel better.
Oh, okay. Good. I also have Anita Kruse here, who's worked extensively with Layla and helping her. Now, Layla, did you write a song? Your own song? And
Yeah.
And Anita helped you to put it together musically, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, Anita, tell me about that process.
We did a song together called Tell Me About Springtime. And it was in the springtime when Layla came in. And it was really fun, wasn't it, Layla?
Yeah.
Yes. Now, what is it that Layla is being treated for at the hospital?
Layla has neuroblastoma.
Mm-hmm. Kind of give us a little background on that for those of us who don't know.
She has been clear for 3 years, so she's doing really, really well.
Okay.
So she was in the clinic for a checkup when I met her.
Okay. Now, Layla, when you decided to write your own song, how did that make you feel?
Happy.
Happy. And what was it you were thinking about when you were sitting down and putting your thoughts in a way you wanted to sing it?
Well, very, very kind of glad that I work with Anita.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt really happy to be at the hospital that my mommy and I was born at, and I'm very glad.
Very glad. That's very good. Very good. And what song is it that you want to sing?
Rudolph.
Rudolph. Do you need music or are you going to sing it? Just sing it.
To sing it.
So give us a... Go ahead on, do it.
Okay. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer had a very shiny nose. And if you ever saw it, you would even say it glowed. All of the other reindeers used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer game. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Then all the reindeer loved him as they shouted out with glee. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, you'll go down in his story.
Wow, that's fantastic. Now, are you sure you want to be a geologist? Because it sounds like you have such a fantastic voice. You should be a singer.
I want to be both.
Yeah, but this ain't like the singer comes first, the geologist comes second. But you can do both. I'm not trying to minimize that at all. No doubt, no doubt. Well, thank you very much, Layla, for your contribution to the program, and I wish you all the best in your endeavors. Is there anything else you want to say before we go?
I'm just really glad to be here.
I'm glad to have you here as well. Thank you so much for that rendition of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And
You're welcome.
That's that's being recorded, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you'll be able to take that with you whenever our engineer puts it all together.
Okay.
Have a great day.
Okay.
Thank you, Layla.
Thank you,
You're
Layla.
welcome.
So I'm Tricia. I'm one of the songwriters at Purple Songs Can Fly. And I wrote this song inspired by one of the children that I worked with who passed away in July of this year. It's called Little Romance. And I feel like that was his message in all the songs that he had written. It was all about love and romance. So this is inspired by Jesus. Maybe you stayed a little longer to test your wings on me. I want you to know you did wonderfully. You show me above all else. It's about love, 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 and a little romance. Love, 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 and a little romance. Maybe your wings will be someone else's hope, and just maybe you holding them with those wings comforting. They'll know that they're not alone. There is always love, 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 and a little romance. Love, 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 and a little romance. You told me life is one line at a time, and when we'd ask, it comes as no surprise. What's your song about? You say with a smile. It's about love, 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 and a little romance. Love, 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 and a little romance. And I will never forget, you say you feel so blessed to have the struggle you've been given, and you hope that maybe someday through you others find a way to share just a little more love, 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 and a little romance. Love, 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 and a little romance. I cannot fathom the strength it takes to find the courage to leave this world behind. But I know it's better with one more angel spreading love, 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 and a little romance. Love, 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 and a little romance. Love, 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 and a little romance. Love,
the opportunity to wish you a Merry Christmas and a very prosperous New Year, as we are now talking with individuals who are involved with the Arts and Medicine program at Texas Children's Hospital and who work within an organization known as Purple Songs Can Fly. Now, Purple Songs Can Fly was initiated 6 years ago, and it was founded by Ms. Anita Kruse, who is also the executive director, and she works with young people who are going through treatment for varying medical disorders at Texas Children's Hospital. And she basically takes these individuals and allow them to express themselves in song. They write their own songs, and Anita, being a musician and a songwriter herself, she helps to put these songs to music. And this has proven to be a very, very positive influence in the lives of these young people because of the fact they not only have a support network from their parents, but they have a support network built in because they can relate their feelings and their situation to other children going through this, basically the same type of thing. Now, I have with me Tricia Fox and Aaron Kaufman, who are songwriters and musicians in their own right, and they work with Purple Songs Can Fly to help these young people write these songs and set them to music. How are you guys doing this afternoon?
Great. How are you doing?
Good, good. Glad to have you on board, and this is your second time coming and being involved in this process, and I'm looking forward to it being an annual thing because, talking to these young people, no matter how bad your day is, day to day, when you talk to these young people and figure out what they have to go through and how they have to deal with their feelings, it lets you know that, hey, you're doing all right. Mm-hmm. Now, what are your roles involved with the Arts and Medicine program and Purple Songs Can Fly? We'll go with you first, Tricia.
So we are singer-songwriters. So we find children that are either in the waiting room or having chemo, whatever treatment it is, and ask them if they want to write and record a song. And then we can bring them into the studio. We also have a portable studio, so we can go inpatient as well for children that are in hospital beds. And we work with them to write and record their own songs. So anything from not liking to wake up early or about what they're going through, anything and everything in between.
Now, obviously, when you approach these individuals, which is something far out of under the universe in their minds with everything that's going on, there's always the first response, right? So, and I'm sure you guys get all kinds. What has that been like for you, Aaron? When you initially approach these young people and say, how would you like to write a song? Give us some of the typical responses.
Well, it's amazing because sometimes I feel like there are some kids who right away are 110% on board. Like they, the way they respond, it's like nothing else would make their day better right now than that. So sometimes they are just kids who are super overjoyed to do it. Other times there are kids who are a little hesitant, but then they're willing to try it. And then by the end, clearly that was the thing that they needed to do that morning or something.
Do they seem to derive more confidence as they get more involved in the process, or when they see other young people who have done it and they draw inspiration from them? What has been the more positive side of that?
I think one of the great things is watching their confidence build throughout. And for a lot of these kids, they've never written a song before. And so they don't, necessarily know that, I can just sit down and start writing out some words. And from those words, get the lyrics to a song. And once I have the lyrics, I can have the melody. And then all of a sudden I have a song. And I think that it's great to watch them kind of go through that in their mind while we're working with them. And we kind of help them along the way and make connections where there need to be connections. But I mean, a lot of times, there are plenty of times I've sat down with a kid and I've just been like, well, why don't you just sit down and just write for 4 minutes and see what you get? And sometimes that's the song right there. And then we just work on the music. So it's really cool to watch them do things that surprise themselves. Okay.
Now, in case you're just tuning in, Choice listeners, I'm speaking with Tricia Fox and Aaron Kaufman, who are songwriters and musicians who are involved in Purple Songs Can Fly, a arts and medicine program at Texas Children's Hospital. Now, Tricia, how long have you been involved in the program, and what have been some of the rewards for you?
I've been with the program for about 2 years now, 2 and a bit years, I think. And for me, one of the most rewarding things is the day-to-day writing with a child and having that child. You can see how writing a song has made them feel better. There have been some kids that I've written with who really haven't been doing well. And after writing the song, that has given them a little bit of strength. Finding their voice has given them a little bit of strength. And it's so inspiring for me to see that come through songwriting. And to be able to just facilitate and create that space for the child to do it.
Because obviously some of these treatments can be very painful in approach, and it can be very traumatic as well. So this is a way which kind of takes their mind off of what it is they're going through.
Right. Or allows them to express what they're going through. And whereas they might not have had the space to really talk about it, they've felt scared, but putting it to music makes it a little less scary and a little easier to cope with and to express themselves. So either being a distraction or being that avenue to release what it is that they're going through.
Now, what have been some of the rewards for you, Aaron?
I mean, I would echo a lot of what Tricia said. One of the things I think is most interesting and most rewarding is watching. I think a lot of times when kids are in the hospital, they don't have a lot of agency. And it's, like the doctor says something, the parents say something, and the kids just kind of are sitting there. And it's great. This program gives them the chance to do whatever they want. It's like they could write a song about whatever they want. They can have this lyric be whatever they want. They can have any kind of instrument they want in it. Like they can just say anything that they possibly could desire on this song, and we do our best to do that. And it's all about their choices for it.
Now, how long have you been involved in Purple Songs Can Fly?
I interned with Purple Songs the summer before my senior year of college. And was just here for the summer, and then went back to school. And then Anita asked me to come back, so I came back after that. And then I went back to Minnesota, and then afterwards came back here again, and now have been here about a little less than Tricia has been here, so about 2 years or so.
About 2 years?
Yeah.
Now, what brought you to Purple Songs, Tricia? Because obviously, Aaron just said he came here as an intern. What brought you into the
She
program?
wanted to work with me.
I wanted to work with Aaron.
Okay.
No, that's not true. We didn't know each other. I graduated from university with a BA in music, and I was in Boulder, Colorado, and something inside said, "Hey, you should go to Houston, Texas." And I was like, "Hey, no, I really like mountains. I'd rather stay here."
Sure.
But that voice kept coming back, and I had no idea why, but I listened, and I moved to Houston. And I was actually working a customer service job and kind of questioning this decision that I made, being like, I'm not really sure why I did that.
Right.
And a friend of my sister's who works in the medical center sent the Purple Songs Can Fly website and said, "Hey, this would be something Tricia would really be interested in doing. And maybe she can start it wherever it is that she's living." And I went on and I looked and I was like, "Oh, they're in Houston. Oh my gosh." So I contacted Carol and Anita, and I came and I met them and brought my guitar and a CD. And I was like, "Can I be here? Is there any way that I can do something like this?" Because I was originally pre-med in school. And so I wanted to do something that could combine those two passions of mine.
So you started out as a volunteer?
I did. I started as a paid volunteer.
As a paid volunteer, okay. And the rest is history, and I understand that. Now, in your involvement, how many children have you guys written songs for, helped write songs for?
Oh, I don't know.
I have no idea.
We've written, Purple Songs Can Fly, and its history has written over 300 songs.
Sure.
And those numbers went up whenever Aaron and I came because there were more people to write songs. So I'm not sure how many. 100?
A lot.
100? Over 100?
Over 100?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, over 100.
Yeah.
Now, as we close this out, what would be the message that you would want to convey if you had to really and truly talk about Purple Songs Can Fly in terms of just the overall, what would you want people to take away from this?
I would say that it's important to listen to each other, that everybody has something to share. these children that are going through cancer treatment have some beautiful life lessons to teach us, but everybody has something like that they can share. And so the beauty in listening and giving that space for someone to feel like their story is worth something, that's what I've gotten out of it, and the thing that I like to share from here on.
That's special, and that's a very good message that you being involved in it can definitely speak positive for. What about you, Aaron?
I don't know. I wish I had been asked first.
Ladies first.
Yeah. Repeat the question one more time. Sorry.
What would be the message that you would want people to take away from this program?
Like this radio or
no, from
the
Purple Songs
itself?
Can Fly and the overall impact?
The part that I would take away from Purple Songs for other people is how there are multiple ways that you can cope with things, express feelings, and I think that it's exciting to be able to entertain lots of them. So this is something that you might not usually have in a hospital setting, but it's something that I think plays a very powerful role in recovery and in just the atmosphere itself of the hospital. And so I think that I think it's kind of like this is such a horrible pun. It's kind of like an unsung hero. Sorry, I apologize for saying that, but there is some, it's expressive things are very important for how we deal with our emotions, issues, conflicts, anything that we have. It's very important to be able to have that opportunity to express yourself. And I think it's amazing that that this program is available and that the kids can use it in a way that they probably never even imagined would be possible.
And would you say the beauty of their program would be music is the universal language for each and every one of us to not only reflect upon, but also communicate our thoughts and ideas?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And also, I mean, on a totally micro level as well, music is something that can reach everyone, but it's also something that can really mean something to one person.
Right.
And I think that's the most important part is having, I would hope that every song we've done with a child has really meant something to them. And that I think is the most important part.
Well, I wish both of you much success in your endeavors with Purple Songs Can Fly and also all of the other aspects of your careers. And I want to thank you once again for coming by KTSU and talking about your experiences as songwriters and musicians with Purple Songs Can Fly and the emotional impact that it's had on you as individuals. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
You too. Merry Christmas to both of you as well.
1, 2, 3.
In the stillness of the wood, branches froze just like we knew they would. It can be lonely, it can be quiet, it can be cold. Everyone loving, everyone looking for a hand to hold. Sometimes that's what winter is. Sometimes that's what winter is. Scarves and mittens and warmer clothes, leaving footprints walking through the snow. We could be cozy sitting around the fireside. Winter is coming, winds that are blowing through the night. Sometimes that's what winter is. Sometimes that's what
stars collide.
Put up the lights
in the sky,
everyone go
and the
outside.
snow when the stars collide. June was hot, July, August, September was long. Close my eyes before I know October was gone. Pack your bags to mom and dad's, 'cause everyone's home. Whoa, whoa. Sometimes that's what winter is. Sometimes that's what winter is. Sometimes that's what winter is. Sometimes that's what winter is.
Welcome back to our segment of our community affairs programming, and we're talking about basically what's going on in our community. And this is the second of what I hope to be an annual event where we're talking to representatives from Texas Children's Hospital and Purple Songs Can Fly. And we're talking to young people who are going through various illnesses, which could include blood disorders or cancer or just about anything that's going on that allow these young people to express themselves as they go through their treatment process. And we also have today Zachary Tavlin and again Anita Kruse, the founder and executive director of Purple Songs Can Fly. Hi, Zach. How you doing, sir?
Hi, I'm doing great. Nice to see you again.
Good seeing you again. This is your second visit.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Glad to be back. Thank you so much.
Glad to have you back, coming back, talking to us again about your experiences and what it is that you've had an opportunity to do as a result of being involved in the program here. And let's talk about that for a minute. Let's get some little retrospective on exactly what it is and how you got involved with the musical arts program over at Texas Children's Hospital.
Sure. So the first way I got involved was really, really close to when I got diagnosed. So I first...
Which is?
I have ITP, or idiopathic macrothrombocytopenia. I like the little letters better. But basically, it is an autoimmune disorder where my white blood cells attack my platelets. So I have less platelets in my blood than is normal.
Okay.
And so when I first went in, I had just bruises everywhere, and my blood came back with low platelets, and they were running lots of tests. And I was very scared because I was about 12. Okay. And I was going in probably once a week, and every time there was a volunteer named Miss Chamberlain. And Miss Chamberlain kept coming and saying, "Hey, would you like to write a song today?" And I would say, "No, I would not. I don't want to write a song."
And why was that at the time?
I was very, very nervous in anticipation, because generally when she would ask, I was in the waiting room about to go into the doctor's office and see what the result of a test was, or get a new test done. And it was a very nervous time for me.
Now, at 12 years old, when life is just really and truly starting to have a focus, you're starting to mature, you're starting to think more in terms of a future, of what it is you might want to do and think. How did that make you feel when you were diagnosed initially with your illness at 12 years old?
Well, honestly, at 12, I didn't really know what it was for a while. And that was during the time I first started getting Purple Songs, and that kind of diagnosis time with all the tests. And so, being 12 and only going to the doctor when I was sick with a cold or something, I thought it would, get better over time, or I'd take some sort of medicine. But as time went on, they eventually diagnosed me with ITP, which is a diagnosis of exclusion, which means that nothing else was found. And so therefore it is this. Mm-hmm. And so, it did change a little bit of stuff I could do, but I didn't really have a view of the future.
Sure.
Although I will say that through Purple Songs Can Fly, that has affected me greatly.
How?
Well, after a while of Miss Chamberlain asking me, I eventually said, "Okay, I'll write a song." And I wrote a song. At the time, I was 12. I wrote a song about why I didn't eat fish, Well, let's talk about that.
Explain why that one was such a prominent topic to sing about.
Well, she said that anyone could write a song. And I said, well, I can't. And she said, well, of course you have something that you're thinking about right now. And it was a little bit before I was about to get out when I first was asked. And I was like, well, I'm thinking about lunch and I don't eat fish because I have like an aquarium at home and I don't want to eat what I keep. And so she said, okay, well, let's write about that. And so I started talking with her about that and we wrote a song. I went in with Miss Anita and I recorded it. And that was the first of many songs I wrote with Purple Songs Can Fly. And that really changed two things mostly. First off, it changed how I felt in the hospital. Before I was very tense, nervous, and really frightened. I didn't know anyone. I didn't know what was going on with me personally. And it is a somewhat chaotic environment sometimes because there's so many people around you going through the same thing. And each one is their own story. And it's hard. It's really hard.
Now obviously, and I think I can ask you this. Obviously, you're getting the support from your parents and your loved ones. Now, how much support did you get from your friends throughout this process compared to the support that you felt being a part of Purple Songs? Because Purple Songs, obviously, you have something in common, but how did your friends and your social network respond to you during this time?
Well, I'd like to say just first off, before I talk about my friends, that Purple Songs Can Fly was a huge support at the hospital because I started seeing people I would know and they'd say, hi, Zach, how are you doing? Are you doing okay? You know, and it made the hospital a less frightening place. So that was a very strong support. From my friends, a lot of the times I wouldn't really tell my friends because it wasn't something that I was comfortable talking about for a long time. And I'd only mention it if they were like, hey, let's go paintballing or something that I couldn't do because of my low platelets. And I'd be like, well, I can't do that. You know, I'm sorry. And I'd make excuses for a really long time. And I started talking about it, I'd say probably with my friends, like probably a year after I started Purple Songs Can Fly. I really started talking about it with my friends. And at that point, everyone was like, you know, we're here to support you, or everything will be okay. You know, anything, just let me know if anything we're doing isn't okay with you, and that's fine. And as time went on, you know, and I moved and went to different schools and stuff, that level of support stayed relatively the same in a positive way. And right now, my friends support me a lot. Okay,
now how old are you now? You started with 12. How old are you now?
I am 17 now and almost about to graduate.
About to graduate from high school. You're heading off to college. You're going to be a history major. Thought I'd throw that in from a historical perspective.
Thank you.
You started the program at 12. You are now beginning to embark on another aspect of your life.
Yes.
What has your experience at Purple Songs Can Fly and your involvement with the program at Texas Children's Hospital, what has that taught you? What have you learned from that experience?
It's taught me a few things that are really critical in my life. The first thing that it really helped me deal with was not being afraid to talk about my disorder. Because if I was afraid of it, which I was when I first was diagnosed, I wouldn't talk about it with other people. But as time went on with Purple Songs Can Fly, I was eventually asked to start performing at events and talking with people just kind of about the Purple Songs Can Fly experience and kind of why I was there. And the more I talked about it and the more I started getting used to it, the less afraid I was. And so it helped me accept that part of myself and become more comfortable talking about it. And it also has shown me really the power of goodwill and community spirit and how it can affect people, because I know that Purple Songs Can Fly has helped me immensely in feeling better as a person and and in most things that I do. I have more confidence and through that. And so I have tried in my way to help to give back to Purple Songs Can Fly and help others.
So obviously you just took it another further, so to speak, because you not just write one song. You totally embraced the program to help others as well through the process of going through whatever it was they were doing so.
Right.
And I understand you've now written another song that you like to talk about.
Yes, I have.
Let's talk about it.
I've written a lot of songs over the years, and a lot of them have been for people and events and these people have really made an impact on their community. And writing a song for them in support of Purple Songs is a way I can help out. And there's one person who has been kind of an unsung hero in the Purple Songs Can Fly program and in my life as well. And before I go off to college, and I really wanted to write a song for her. And so there's the director of the Arts and Medicine program at Texas Children's Hospital. Her name is Miss Carol Herron. She's been there since the beginning. I think my very first day that I was in Purple Songs Can Fly, I met her. And since that point, I've seen her at every event, every time that I am writing a song. Most times I'm at the hospital, and with always a kind word and a happy attitude. And it's really helped me through a lot of stuff. And so I wrote a song for her recently that means a lot to me personally. Yeah.
If you're just tuning in, Choice FM listeners, I'm speaking with Zachary Tavlin and Anita Kruse. Zachary Tavlin is involved in the Arts and Medicine program at Texas Children's Hospital, and he's talking about his experiences there as a patient, expressing himself musically and artistically. And the process, and also Anita Kruse, who is the founder and executive director of Purple Songs Can Fly, which is a big part of this Arts and Medicine program, which has been around at Texas Children's Hospital for 15 years. Anita has been involved in the program for 6. Now let's talk about your song again. We're going to hear a little bit of it and hear it.
Awesome. Heart inspirer, consistently there, calm and collected with genuine care. You give so much to everyone around. In all the disorder, there's comfort that's found in you. Caring and cool. In you. Caring and cool. Child inspirer, giving us hope, showing us through what all people can grow. Our words and ideas, you show us the way. Give us a glimpse of what will be someday. Thank you. Caring and cool. Thank you. Caring and cool. Thank you, Carol, for all the work that you do. Every day you touch someone's life. Because of you, the hospital is a brighter place. We believe in you, caring and cool. In you, caring and cool.
That was Zachary Tavlin. He wrote that song. And what was the name of that song again?
Caring and cool.
Caring and Cool. Now, what was the basis point? Where was the inspiration?
The inspiration was definitely my personal relationship with Miss Carol. I talk a lot about bringing comfort and kind of a sense of order to a difficult environment, and that's really what she has done for me. So it was a very personal based song.
That was a very nice song. I have to commend you for it.
Thank you.
How you've just really and truly added perspective that, talking to you last year, your enthusiasm and now to see you getting ready to go off to college and do some more great things. But I applaud your embracing of Purple Songs Can Fly and helping other kids, obviously, who need that support.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And once again, thank you for coming, and we do appreciate you coming telling us your story.
Thank you so much for inviting me. It was wonderful talking to you.
Yes, it is. How does that make you feel, Carol?
Well, I'm speechless. It was an incredible Christmas gift. Thank you so much, Zachary. I feel, touched and honored. It's such a privilege to watch these young people grow up.
It is.
Thank you.
It is.
Seriously, thank you.
And that's one of those returns that is immeasurable in terms of putting some tangible aspect to it. This is something that's very intangible that lets you know that what it is you're doing is fantastic.
You don't often get to see, the benefits of what you do, and when you see that you can make a difference in someone's life, it's pretty amazing.
Well, we're going to continue right along. We're going to also speak with Emily Freeman, who is another young person who's going through the Arts and Medicine program at Texas Children's Hospital. And we're going to bring her in and let her talk about her experiences. This is her second return as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing what progress she has made over the last year. Thanks again, you guys.
Look at all I've been through. Look at all I've missed. But even though it was hard, I know the right path was the one followed. Cut off so abruptly, being away from friends. But it's made me stronger, opened up my eyes to see that change is good enough for me. And now I realize that you can dream big. The curtains up, the stage is set, we've come to life, and now it's time to dream big, to dream big.
Welcome back to Purple Songs Can Fly. It's our Christmas special talking about what's going on in the community at Texas Children's Hospital as a part of a program with Purple Songs Can Fly, which is an organization that teaches and helps young people write songs that they set to music to help them overcome some of the trauma and experiences as a result of their treatments at Texas Children's Hospital for blood disorders and cancer. And I want to say Merry Christmas to you, choice listeners, and thank you for tuning in on this during this Christmas holiday season. Celebrating 40 years of broadcast excellence, by the way, bringing you the very best in music and community and public affairs programming. With me, I have Morgan Frege, Simran Jatar, and Emily Freeman, who are three very beautiful young ladies who have varying experiences with Purple Songs Can Fly and the program, the music and arts program at Texas Children's Hospital. And each and every one of them have a story to tell. Morgan Frege is the sister of Rhett Frege, who is undergoing treatment at Texas Children's Hospital, right? Simran Jatar is the first individual to have written a song as a part of the Purple Songs Can Fly program. We're going to be talking to her about her experiences. And as a result of what it is she's done, she has something very special to convey as well. And Emily Freeman, along with Morgan, this is their second visit to KTSU to talk about the program and how they feel. And Emily is currently undergoing treatment with the Purple Songs Can Fly program in Texas Children's Hospital. How you guys doing?
Good.
Good. And allow each and every one of you to introduce yourselves. Morgan, talk to us about what it is and who you are and how you got involved.
Well, in 2009, my brother was diagnosed with leukemia, which was so scary to me. I didn't know what to do, what to think, How I got involved was one day Tricia asked me in the middle of the cancer clinic to come write a song with her. So I was like, oh, I don't know. She was like, no, come on, we're going to go write a song now. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll come write a song. And, the entire experience for me with Purple Songs Can Fly has been amazing. I mean, phenomenal. Everyone I love everyone. It's like my second family. I mean, there's a whole lot of family members in my family that haven't been, family since Rhett has gotten sick. And, Purple Songs Can Fly is totally made up for it.
Thank you. Jatar?
Hi. In 2005, I was diagnosed with Ewing sarcoma, and I was 8 years old, and I had written a poem with a lady who had come on the 9th floor. And with that poem, it was my name, and each letter of my name stood for a line in the poem. And one day, Anita Kruse, she came in with Herron, who got me involved, and they said, we want to make your poem into a song. And so at first I was a little wary, but it just taught me to open up so much more and just deal with what I was going with and overlook the treatment and go more into the aspect of expressing myself.
Thank you.
Some birds soaring through the sky, imagination in its head, moving through the wind, running off to excitement, always remembering its adventures, never getting lost.
Emily, let's
Yes,
talk
sir.
about you. How did you get involved with Purple Songs Can Fly?
Well, I was a dancer, and in 2009, I was diagnosed with a cancerous brain tumor. Being a dancer, I love to perform. I went through treatment at Texas Children's, and I am proud to say that the cancer is gone. One day, I was in for an appointment, and there was someone going around with a guitar asking the kids if they wanted to write a song. And a lot of the kids were shy and kind of scared. But being a performer, a dancer, I jumped at the chance. And I've written 3 songs with the program now. And it was kind of like a way to get back on stage. Being a dancer, it was hard to step off, but
This gave you an opportunity to continue your pursuits. Well, thank you for that.
Yeah.
And choice listeners, in case you're tuning in, we're this Christmas holiday season, we're talking to 3 young ladies who are involved in the program we know as Purple Songs Can Fly at Texas Children's Hospital. And you've heard stories thus far indicating what the program is all about. But let's get back to the hows and whys of the program. Morgan, we'll start with you first. Now, this is your second stint with me, talking about your experiences with your brother. And for those individuals who are unfamiliar, Morgan is the sister of a individual going through treatment at Texas Children's. Now, Morgan, when you first heard about your brother's illness, what did that mean to you? Did you just think of him not being around anymore? What kind of relationship? Were you guys typically sister and brother? Did you guys fight like sisters and brothers all the time or blame each other for what was going on with the other? Was that kind of relationship going on, or but by the same token, were you guys very, very close?
Oh, we would fight, but in the end, it was brother and sister, textbook material.
Yeah. So when you found out about his illness, you forgot about all of that, obviously, and you start thinking about the obvious things. You want to kind of expound up on that a little bit? Talk to us about that.
Well, you see, when he was diagnosed, my dad was the one to tell me. And I was going to school at the time, and I got pulled out of school because I just couldn't handle it. Mm-hmm. There was too much going on.
Right.
And in 2010, he went into liver failure. And so that was a lot to take in, too.
Sure.
Let me see.
How did that? I know that obviously was real traumatic for you. Now, did you feel helpless? Did you, just want to rush in and help him and embrace him and
Oh, yeah.
and all of those things?
It's like, that's my little brother. No, stay away from him.
Yeah.
I want to hold him.
You want to hold him. So when you had an opportunity to express yourself musically, what was that like for you? When they said, "Do you want to write a song?" which was the obvious question. What did that do for you at that particular time?
Well, I was a little skeptical at the point. I was, I'm here for my brother's treatment. Come on. But when that door was opened, it was like, the years of singing karaoke behind doors.
Yeah.
It was opening. Okay, sure, I'll go write a song.
Okay. Now, since your involvement, and how old are you, by the way?
I'm 17.
Okay. How old is your brother?
He's 8.
Okay. So you're 9 years older than he.
Yes.
Okay. So let's talk about that process. When you first sat down to write something, what did that do? I mean, how did you approach it? What did you decide that you wanted to say to your brother?
Well, it was like, I'm here for you, and I'm not going anywhere.
Okay. Was that the name of your song, I'm Here For You?
And it's for you, but...
For you?
Yes.
Okay. And how did that make you feel once you had completed the process? Did you sing it to him personally, or did you play him a recording? And what was his response?
Oh, he just put up a heart in the shape of his hand, and tears came out of my eyes. I was just...
So overwhelmed? Now, Simran, let's talk about your experiences, because you were I guess you can be called the poster person for what can happen, being the first one to write a song. Now, how did that occur for you?
Like I said, it wasn't actually originally me writing a song. It was me writing a poem.
Okay.
And so Anita Kruse, she put in like her voice, and she made my poem into a song. And my poem is it starts off with the birds soaring through the sky and going through a journey, but it's nothing negative about it. And that's what I think it shows, the ability of kids to move past whatever they're going through and overlook the negative things. So,
and how old are you?
I'm 15.
And how old were you when you were diagnosed with your illness?
I was 8.
You were 8, okay. And how did that make you feel? Did you understand what was going on?
Being so young, it's like I knew what was going on, but at the same time, the main things aren't really the illness. It's like the things that come with it. So it's like not being able to go to school, losing my hair, all the little things now, but back then that was like a big deal.
Yeah.
So I think I was more absorbed with that than the actual illness, but I got used to it all. The needles, nothing affected me once I got used to it.
Okay. Now, did you have any idea of that sense of accomplishment once the process, the start? You knew you could write poems and do all these things, but then when you heard Anita do what she did musically, what did that do for you?
I think it just showed me that I was capable of so much more than I thought. I never wrote songs or wrote poems. Usually I was big into art, so I was in that field, but it just opened my eyes to more things.
Well, thank you. Now, Emily.
Yes, sir.
This is your second trip here to KTSU.
Yes.
And Choice listeners, in case you're tuning in, we're talking with 3 very beautiful young ladies, Morgan Frige, Simran Jattar, and Emily Freeman, in terms of their experiences with Purple Songs Can Fly and Texas Children's Hospital and their music and arts program that allows young people to pursue their artistic, impressionistic talents by writing songs, doing the visual arts, or whatever measure they wish to convey their thoughts and ideas. Now, Emily.
Yes.
What has your experiences been?
Starting from the beginning, when I started walking, I walked on my tiptoes. And my mom took me to a ballet class, and I fell in love with dancing. I was a ballerina. I danced on toe, and I even danced with the Rockettes in 2006 and 2007. And I'm like, hey, I could get used to this. This is crazy cool and everything.
How old were you at the time?
11 and 12.
Okay.
When I danced with the Rockettes.
Okay.
And then one time in a ballet class, I started seeing spots. And come to find out, it was a tumor pressing on my optic nerve. And I went through chemotherapy at Texas Children's. And
Now, you were 12 years old when you were diagnosed.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And I went through chemotherapy and radiation, and I am proud to say that today the tumor is gone.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, at the time that happened, when you were diagnosed with your illness, how did you feel about that? I mean, what kind of thoughts went through your mind? Obviously, your parents were there to support you.
Right.
But how did that make you feel at the time?
Well, I had always heard of people getting cancer, but I never really considered it happening to me. And so whenever I was told, I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it at all. But once I went to Texas Children's, I knew I was going to be fine.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, what was the name of your song that you wrote?
Back on Top.
Back on Top. And how did you come up with that title?
Well, being a dancer and a performer, it just seemed like it had all been taken away. And so it says, I want to get back up on top. And
you've obviously accomplished that, correct? Now, you plan to get back into dancing, obviously, as soon as you can, right?
I'm just going to see where the Lord takes me.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a very good idea. All the time. Now, Morgan, let's talk about what Purple Songs has come to mean to you throughout this entire process, because obviously you're still going through it, correct?
Yeah.
And what has that done for you as an individual in terms of your overall outlook, in terms of what it is you want to do in the future, those types of things?
Well, when I first wrote a song, I felt more relieved about what was going on with everything. So I felt that was my doorway to just deal with my feelings, because never have I been able to sit there and tell people my feelings. So I began to play guitar, play piano, and start singing and everything. But Purple Songs Can Fly just helped everything. It was like, there's somebody there for you. And there's other people that are going through that same thing.
Mm-hmm. Now, were you able to connect with other young people through this process? Were you able to, what was the response from your social network, your friends and...
Well, I was bullied by a girl about my brother.
Mm-hmm.
But, when Purple Songs Can Fly came along, I didn't really care about my social life.
Mm-hmm.
Emily came to be my best friend.
Sure. So obviously, this gave you an opportunity to connect with other people going through a similar situation and allow you to just really and truly just relax.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not judged here.
Yeah, I understand that. How about you, Simran?
I think Purple Songs Can Fly. Kids are so, their lives are so different than other people their age. And so their whole thing, they can't go to school, they have to do treatments and always at the hospital. And I think what Purple Songs Can Fly does is it just lets them think that that's not all their life has become, and you can't do, I had the tumor in my heel, so I couldn't dance anymore. I couldn't, ice skate, rollerblade, all the 8-year-old things people used to love to do. And so I think for me to be able to say, hey, I wrote a song, I can't do that, but I can write a song, and, and be a part of something that is so much cooler and a bigger thing. So I think it just helped me in that way.
What about your social network? Friends, did they understand that they support you very much?
I had a lot of support. I was extremely lucky. My whole entire elementary school and from before that pre-K family, friends, they all came together, and people I didn't even know were sending me cards and art and all that stuff. So I was extremely lucky in that sense. But at the same time, no one actually understands, because everybody's at my age is why does she have no hair? And it's different for them to understand. But I did have a lot of support.
That's a great thing, because obviously the most important support is your parents.
Yes, and they were amazing.
I'm sure they were. And then the next level, of course, would be your friends.
Yes.
Now, Emily.
Yes.
What was your support network like outside of your parents? Did you have a very strong one, or?
Yeah, I have some amazing friends, particularly at my dance studio. And they put a care package together for me and sent it to me, and sent me cards and stuff like that. And I have to say, I just feel so blessed.
Now, the next question would be,
Yes.
obviously, how, knowing that there was someone else to share this with in such a close-knit group of individuals, you could talk about it. Did that help? That helped you as well? Okay. Now, does that create a bond in you guys' mind with others? Do you stay in touch throughout the program? You can call up each other and talk about it. Yeah, so all of those things come together. Now, I understand, Simran, that as a result of your experiences, you're now wanting to be a pediatric oncologist.
Yes.
Was that something you wanted to do at first, or did that come later?
It came as soon as I was diagnosed and I went through treatment. I realized that I wanted to help kids like that in the future. And I think all of us go through this for a reason. I think my reason is to grow up and help other people. And I think everybody has a different one. And I've had a lot of friends pass away, so I just want to prevent that from happening.
So you want to be a part of the process of healing?
Yes.
How about you, Morgan? Has this given you some incentives in terms of what you want to do professionally, or do you want to stay involved with the program? I mean, how has this impacted you in terms of looking towards tomorrow?
Well, over the years, my outlook on everything has changed. At first, I wanted to be a doctor. When I was like 4 years old, I was talking about being a doctor. Oh, I'm going to be a doctor, When my brother was diagnosed, I was way into brain tumors and stuff like that. And I was like, it'd be really cool to be a neurologist. And then it changed again. I wanted to be a nurse. I wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to be a neurologist. I wanted to be a neurosurgeon. It's changed.
Sure. I'm sure it has. Now, let me ask you, Emily. Morgan, how is your brother doing?
He's doing really well. He's got a head full of hair now.
Got a head full of hair now?
Head full of hair.
And do you guys interact pretty regularly in terms of you don't fight as much anymore? Or?
Oh, okay. Yeah, we don't. Let me lie to you and say we don't fight anymore. We still fight.
Mm-hmm. But that has pulled you guys closer together, obviously. That's the question I'm getting to. Okay. Simran, what are you doing now? I understand that, you are actively studying for your finals and so forth.
Unfortunately,
and so
yes.
on. Yeah, that's a good part. So
I'm just I play tennis as well, and I started dancing again. So I'm just staying active, doing what I love to do, and working towards pediatric oncology.
And when do you graduate from school?
From high school, 2015.
Yeah. Okay.
And then after that, 14 years until I get my...
Until you get your MD.
Yeah.
And your residency and specialization and all of that.
But it'll all be worth it in the end.
Good. Now, I'm going to ask you this really, really hard question. And it may not be hard for you because obviously, but I like asking these questions. What would be the message that you would like to convey to the listening audience in terms of what your personal feelings about how Purple Songs Can Fly in Texas Children's Hospital has helped you, or is there something you would like the listening audience to know about? You go first, Morgan.
Well, all I'd have to tell them is that would have to be the best place to be. Texas Children's Hospital is honestly the number one hospital in my mind. Now Purple Songs Can Fly, they're just amazing. They're like one big family. It's you never get judged for anything there.
Right.
So I would definitely recommend looking into everything there.
Thank you for that. How about you,
What I take away from this is that this program just shows children that they can really just do anything that they believe in, that they want to do, that an illness does not define their life. and that they can move past through anything, and that children just overlook any difficulty and find happiness, because just because cancer has a bad, connotation, but good things come out of stuff like this.
Right.
So.
It puts life in perspective for you, no matter what the age.
My life has definitely changed. Everything is so different, and I think that's for the better.
How about you, Miss Emily?
I just want to say, never ever give up. To dream big and put your faith in God, because with God all things are possible, and that's it. You can overcome anything with Him.
That's a very strong message that you convey, and who better to deliver that than an individual who has experienced it and knows the power of that feeling. But I guess basically what you can tell each and every one of the listeners is that Purple Songs Can Fly and Texas Children's Hospital and this program gave each and every one of you hope for better things to come. I want to thank each and every one of you for coming on board here at KTSU and being a part of this Purple Songs Can Fly program, talking about your experiences as participants and as patients in the Music and Arts program at Texas Children's Hospital. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And you guys have to come back again. Take care. I'm Sheldon T. Nunn, and I want to say Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to each and every one of you. You've been a part of a very special broadcast that allows us to give you some insight as to what's going on in the community for which we serve, as well as let you know about a very, very special gift that's being given to children who are allowed the opportunity to express themselves artistically as they go through the varying experiences of being treated for blood disorders and cancer. And as we have indicated today, the sibling of one of those individuals who is basically going through the same thing with a brother.
I know the feeling and how it felt, so I can say that it will be alright. Don't worry about a thing. I can't promise it. Just from the way things are, I can say things will be okay. Just let me say that this feeling will go away. Yes, it will. And I'll be here with open arms.
We're back with you once again with Purple Songs Can Fly, which is a local organization, nonprofit organization that helps young people undergoing treatment at Texas Children's Hospital as a part of the Music and Arts program at the location, whereby these individuals have an opportunity to express themselves artistically, whether it be musically or through the visual arts, however way they feel comfortable. In this particular instance, Purple Songs Can Fly allows these individuals, these young people, to write songs that are set to music that allows them to write about whatever they want to. One individual wrote a song, I Don't Eat Fish, because he has an aquarium with fish, and he wanted to write a song about that. But I have with me right now is Rhett Freejay. How are you doing, young man?
Good.
Good. And you are involved with the program at Texas Children's Hospital. You're being treated, right?
Yes.
What is your illness?
Leukemia.
Leukemia, okay. And understand your sister wrote a song especially for you, right?
Yes.
And how did that make you feel?
Well, I just loved them all.
You loved them all. And how old are you?
8.
8. And what has been your experiences at the hospital since you've been going through your treatments and that type of thing?
Well, it's just been really good.
It's been really good. Have you learned anything? How does it make you feel? Do you and your sister, have you gotten closer with your sister? Because she told me you were typically sister and brother. Y'all used to fight a lot.
Oh, yes.
You did. And how long have you been going? How many years have you been in the program? How old were you when you started? Do you remember?
I was a little nervous.
You're a little nervous? Yeah. How are you now? You more confident now?
Yes.
Well, good. Good. And how are you feeling now? You feeling okay?
Yes.
And what is the name of your song, Rhett?
It's called Have a Merry Christmas to All.
Sing it for us.
Okay. Santa, this is to you. Santa. Okay, hold on. I have to remember. Dear Santa, what do I want for Christmas? It's the most amazing thing ever. All I want, well, here we go, is Victor, Gornet, Edward, James, Percy. But the most thing of all I want for Christmas is love, love, love.
Wow. That's powerful. Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.
And have a great day and a happy holiday again.
Pink and purple horsey, pink and horsey heart. Pink and purple horsey, pink and horsey heart. I love you so much, pink and purple horsey. Pink, purple, a 1, 2, 3. Pink, purple, a 1, 2, 3. Pink, purple, a 1, 2, 3. Ring bell, 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 ring purple, pink, purple, ring bell, ring bell. Pink, purple horsey for Christmas. I want a pink and purple horsey for Christmas for you, Santa Claus. A 1, a 2, 3. Ring bell, ring bell, ring bell. Pink, purple. I love you so much, Santa.